Hello and welcome. My name is Julie and I do videos about all the projects I do in my home. Today we're going to go over my pool. At first I'm going to show it to you aesthetically, and then I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty as if you were going to choose a pool. I'm going to tell you everything I don't like about my pool and everything I do, and be brutally honest so you can make a great informed decision about your pool. So in YouTube land, I know I'm supposed to try to hold you to the end of the video. I hate wasting people's time and money. So if you're just stopped by because you just wanted to see my pool, well, thank you very much for watching. And now in the second half of the video, I'm gonna get into the nitty-gritty details. So their first decision out of the gate was liner versus gunite. Gunite is more expensive, but it made sense for us to move into gunite because we had a grading issue. So we knew we either have to put a retaining wall in or do this back beam wall that would hold back our grading. And then in addition to that, we liked the seamless hot tub. We knew my younger son gets cold and we knew that a hot tub we wanted to add that in. However, your hot tub, if with your pool, is only when the pool is open. So when you live in the Northeast, when that pool is closed, your hot tub is closed. The first negative I would have to say is that when the kids are playing in the pool, they will scrape their toes. My daughter ran into the sun shelf and scraped up her face. It's a rougher surface, as a liner pool is all schmoopy and silky, where a gunite pool is hanging out in concrete. So when you're sitting on the sun shelf, you are sitting on a rougher surface, and that is probably one of the biggest drawbacks of the gunite pool. Another thing that happens to my daughter, more so than my son, is that her bathing suits get a little turfed up. I do make a conscious effort to wear my older bathing suits and save my newer bathing suits for the beach. So once you decide liner versus gunite, the next is the shape of the pool. The biggest tip I could give to you is that go to Home Depot and buy an extremely long rope, and then make the shape of your pool in your backyard. You could sit in the deep end, you could sit in the shallow end, you can make the sun shelves, but you really will be able to visualize your pool and what it's gonna look like in your yard. If you're on Instagram and you study interior design like I do, then you know the rectangle pool is so on trend. It is beautiful and stunning. And it's funny because when we went to go do our pool, everything in my backyard is very angular and rectangle. So I naturally thought we were going to do a rectangle pool, but a freeform pool was extremely important to my husband. So we did go with the freeform pool. Now, do I look on Instagram and think, oh man, I would have been ahead of the time because my pool's 5 years old? Yeah, sure, but I love my pool. The freeform is interesting. It gives you a natural look, and it does give your eye a break and a rest. So some days I feel like I wish I had the rectangle pool, and some days I'm super happy that I had the freeform. Now, the tips I do want to say about having a freeform pool, which just bothers me the most, is furniture placement. I love the fact that on a rectangle pool, all the chairs line up and they're very balanced looking. In addition, I also really went towards the freeform look, and all my patios are half round. So you could see my couch is a half circle. So that was hard to find in stores. And then even so, I'm always adjusting my lawn chairs because they just never feel like that resort, like bing, 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 bing. That is so lovely, probably only only annoying to me and 5 other people, but if you're someone who likes that real balanced look, then the rectangle is for you. And if you're someone who's more bohemian and natural, then the freeform is definitely for you. So the next big decision you're gonna make is the color of your pool. It is a major, major feature. Spend some time making sure that you absolutely know whether you want that light and bright and kind of more resort-like, or if you want that dark, moody, sort of more natural looking pool. For us, I love the color of my pool. It is probably one of my favorite things about the look of it is the actual color. It is the Pebble Tech Blue Prism. And when it's overcast, it's gray, it's dark, it's moody. And then when it is bright and sunny, it is this gorgeous blue I just love. Now I will say that the color of my pool was a significant upgrade. Am I happy I did it? Yes, absolutely. I love the color, and so for me, it was worth it. If design is not your thing, then no, I wouldn't do it. Once you have the type, the shape, the color, the next is salt versus chlorine. For us, it was a no-brainer. My oldest son is really allergic to chlorine and gets a rash from a lot of pools, so we were already going to do salt. But if you don't have that as a problem, the difference between salt and chlorine is that salt balances, it's low maintenance, and it's less chemicals. As for hair, skin, and all that stuff, I don't see that much of a major difference. I think that it's damaging whether you get into a salt pool or a chlorinated pool when you are my age and you dye your hair a lot. So I don't think that would be a contributing factor, whether choosing it or not choosing it. Since I don't take care of the pool, my husband does, I probably wouldn't have spent the money, but if my husband was sitting here, he 100% would say that the salt is worth it. So after you decide salt to chlorine, the next thing you're gonna decide, and it's a huge one, is the depth of your pool. So there's this major trend when I was putting into my pool to not do a deep end. The pool company really tried to push me away from the traditional sizing of having a shallow end with a deep end. They told me that I would regret that. I don't regret it at all. I don't regret a diving board. My insurance didn't go up. My kids love it. It's a blast. For me and our lifestyle, it worked out really well to have that traditional depth. I gotta tell you something. When the pool company came to me, they said there was this thing called effervescent or something, some vescent. I don't even know the name of it. What it is it's white stuff coming out of your pavers. I have it everywhere. They warned me that it was going to happen. If anyone knows what that is to get that white stuff off your tile line, please let me know. I would love it. Speaking of the coping, so there's 2 ways to do your coping. There's the way that I did it where you have the cement between it, and there's something called dry fit. So dry fit is that the pavers absolutely touch one another, and I prefer the dry fit look because, again, I'm really into aesthetics, and what happened, there was a lot of striping around the edges that I just didn't care for. So I wish I did dry fit to give myself a smooth look. If you're doing pool, I would 100% recommend doing concrete because it's just a more seamless look than pavers around your pool. But if you are doing a freeform, just ask them to do a dry fit. Con of a dry fit is that there is waste. So it is going to be more expensive because they're cutting more. So it'll cost more in material and time. I don't know what it is because I got a stripey pool. What are you gonna do? It's like when you nitpick your pool, you see these things. When you're in it with the margarita, you don't see any of it. So my absolute number one, absolute favorite feature to this pool is my in-floor cleaning system, and my husband will second, third, and fourth that. My pool never has anything in it. I have vacuumed this pool twice in 5 years. And so it is completely worth it. But what I really want to tell people out there about this in-floor cleaning system is that I don't know how it would be with a rectangle pool. When I ordered the in-floor cleaning system, when the construction crew got on site, they said, oh great, this in-floor cleaning system will work really well with the shape of the pool. I was very thankful that they said that, but if I was putting in a different shaped pool, like a rectangle, I would probably find a person who has a rectangle pool with an in-floor cleaning system. You can ask the pool company for recommendation, and I would say, hey, does it get all the spots and does it work? Because when I pressed the construction person about that statement, he said, yeah, no, we put in pools where the in-floor cleaning system really works, and we put it in pools where it doesn't, it works not up to the standard. Because the way the in-floor cleaning system works is that there's these heads that pop up and push air, and basically they're pushing all the dirt particles all around your pool. And then eventually they push it into the main drain of the filter. So with a freeform pool, there's no corners for that dirt to get stuck and the power not to be able to push through. So I would do my due diligence on a rectangle pool to make sure that the in-floor cleaning system would work as perfectly as they promise you. Now, I will say that the heads pop up, the kids could step on them, they're fine, they're great. I don't run my pool at night. You don't have to run your pool for 24 hours and get a big electric bill. You just run it during the day and it's really, really, really clean. Another reason why the in-floor cleaning system is so important and life-saving, when we were designing the pool, I really wanted it to be lush and have a lot of plantings around it. And I remember everyone being like, oh, you're gonna regret that, mulch is gonna get into your pool. But I really wanted to plant plants around it. I wanted to change it up with different annuals, have it just feel like it's kind of just like a part of my landscaping. So the first day they put mulch down, we have a rainstorm and all of the mulch goes into my pool. And I was like, why did I do this? The in-floor cleaning system did swoop in and clean it, except mulch eats the chemicals in your pool. So we did compromise and we put a bunch of river rock between the pool and the beds, but I still love the beds around my pool. However, I probably wouldn't do beds, flower beds, if you didn't have an in-floor cleaning system, because you will be digging a ton of mulch out. So I did not really plan that, but that's a happy accident that the in-floor cleaning system does support having a very lush border, which, by the way, I do not recommend that at all. Gonna get a Gunite pool, please get an in-floor cleaning system. You have a pool that you just set it, forget it. We open, close, do nothing to this pool. One quick add-on feature is this basketball hoop. At the last minute, I added this basketball hoop and I didn't even think about the placement. When the kids are playing basketball, my hangout area turns into the SeaWorld splash zone. I can't tell you how many times I'm like, incoming! And the ball is like literally bombing in on my lady friends with their glasses of wine. It is really pretty, but it is all show and no go. So I have two boys now who are 13 and 11, and I have to tell their friends all the time, don't dunk on the hoop, don't hang on the hoop because you will break it off. So it is possibly one of the worst decisions I made with this. However, kids love it. They use it all the time. It has been a great form of entertainment, so I would do a basketball hoop again. I would just put it away from my patio and make a better decision there. Adding on a hot tub, I do want to quickly go over the pros and cons of a hot tub. So the pros are that in the colder months, in the spring and fall, you will get more use out of your hot tub / pool because the kids will jump back and forth and be able to warm up in your hot tub. However, the con, and it is a big con, sometimes the kids just want to sit in the hot tub, and then you're watching kids sit in a hot tub and with no one in the pool. So if that is gonna bother you, do not put a hot tub in. It doesn't bother me, but sometimes I'm like, kids, get in that pool. But most of the time, if you heat your pool enough, they will go into the pool. But my kids sometimes will just chill in the hot tub. Quinn, you want to go swimming?
Oh, that pool is so cool.
To heat or not heat your pool. Now, I want to be brutally honest. If you heat your pool, you absolutely will have kids that won't want to swim in cold waters. So my brother-in-law does not heat his pool, and his kids will swim in Maine and every cold pool out there. They are champions. My kids are used to a heated pool, so they're not gonna want to go into colder water. Yes, they're spoiled. If you don't heat your pool, yes, kids will always jump in it, but they will swim for 30 minutes or they'll get in and out of the pool, but they can't stay in the pool for hours. So yes, they will swim, but they won't swim for long. And if you heat your pool, then the kids will swim in it and enjoy it for hours. And in addition, adults, including myself, like a really warm pool. So more adults will swim in a warmer pool if you want all the adults swimming when you're having a party. So I don't know, maybe you don't, maybe you want kids that'll swim in any cold water, but for me, I'm cool with it. I don't like a cold pool, so we heat our pool. Next feature that I didn't want and didn't think was worth it, and my husband wanted, and I think he was right, was the feature that you can control your pool to your phone. I thought, let's just push a button, it's no big deal. But they sold me on the fact that I could heat, it takes 20 minutes to heat up my hot tub, and they said, well, it'll give you the time if you're driving home to heat up your hot tub. I never remembered to do it. I always tell the kids, it'll warm up, get in there cold. So that it wasn't the feature that I liked the most about it. What I like the most is that the hot tub control buttons broke. And I haven't gotten them repaired. I probably won't because we can control it from our phone. Now it only lives on my husband's phone. And the reason why I deleted the app off mine, this is just a tip, was because we were having wars on how we were setting it. Like I would turn the hot tub on, he would turn it off. I would turn the heater on, he would turn it off. We decided that one person be the point person of controlling it and you'll be good. Last thing I want to talk about is when to open and close your pool. So I open my pool very early and then I close it very early. The kids are very excited in the May and June to get into that pool and they're kind of over it by September. So I probably May 15th open my pool and close it September 15th. Once that air temperature drops, those kids don't want to go in there, and then you start to resent your kids that you bought them this pool and they will not get into it. So I open early and I close early.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. This has been a very long video and I hope it was helpful to just one person. If one person out there makes a better decision on their pool based on this video, I will be so happy, right?
Yeah.
Yes. But let me just tell you, the moment your kids are having fun and you are splashing around and playing in the pool, all of the headache, all of the money, and all the decisions in the arduous process will be worth it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.